Christine turns her back to go to another room and get something. By the time she returns, Natalia's already poured a whole bunch of pine sol into the coffee. When confronted about it, it was a plain and simple matter-of-fact answer: I'm trying to kill you.
They say that you scammed them, that you lied about your age and came over here and terrorized them.
It's not true at all.
She was writing down in her notepad, not only am I trying to kill Christine, but I'm gonna kill the brothers too. Here's how I'm gonna do it. Here's what I'm going to do with their bodies.
Why did they want to get rid of you so badly?
I don't know. I just know that a lot of stuff happened and Christine started questioning my age.
Imagine adopting a sweet, vulnerable child from Ukraine, believing you've given her a new chance at life, only to suspect years later that this child is far from innocent. The child you thought was 8 years old might actually be a 22-year-old adult with sinister intentions. This is the story of Natalia Grace, an adopted girl who threw her parents' lives into chaos, igniting a whirlwind of courtroom battles, bizarre accusations, and disturbing revelations. What began as a story of hope soon turned into a nightmarish investigation into whether Natalia was a victim of circumstance, a misunderstood orphan, or a manipulative imposter living under the guise of a child. Please subscribe to our channel and make comments about what you think of our videos. In 2010, Christine and Michael Barnett's lives seemed to take a positive turn when they decided to adopt a little girl named Natalia Grace. The couple, already parents of 3 biological children, thought they were doing a good deed by giving a home to a Ukrainian orphan with a rare form of dwarfism. According to the adoption agency, Natalia was just 8 years old, and the Barnetts were told she had endured a difficult life, abandoned by her birth parents and in desperate need of love and care. At first, everything seemed normal. The Barnetts welcomed Natalia into their home in Indiana with open arms, treating her as one of their own. They adjusted to the special needs associated with her dwarfism, showering her with affection, and doing everything they could to help her adjust to her new life. But as the days turned into weeks, Christine began to notice strange behavior that left her deeply unsettled. Natalia's mannerisms and actions didn't align with those of a typical 8-year-old. She spoke with a maturity and awareness that seemed far beyond her years. Christine observed that Natalia had an odd relationship with her toys, treating them with a detachment that didn't resemble childlike play. She also noticed Natalia avoiding interactions with other children and gravitating toward adult conversations. Initially, Christine thought this could simply be a result of trauma from Natalia's past, but as time went on, her doubts grew. The situation took a darker turn when Christine discovered that Natalia had been attempting to hide signs of puberty. At first, this discovery baffled her. Was it possible that the adoption agency had gotten Natalia's age wrong? And then came the strange and disturbing incidents. Christine claimed that Natalia would stand over them at night while they slept, staring blankly as if she were lost in thought or planning something. In one terrifying episode, Christine said Natalia threatened to harm her, and the family began to fear for their safety. Christine's mounting anxiety led her to seek out medical opinions, trying to determine whether Natalia was truly the age they had been told. When they visited doctors, some tests suggested that Natalia was much older than 8, closer to 22 years old. In fact, one of the most shocking findings was a bone density test that allegedly placed Natalia's age as an adult. The Barnetts were left to grapple with a horrifying realization. Could they have adopted a woman posing as a child? With each passing day, Christine and Michael claimed that Natalia's behavior grew more erratic and dangerous. They alleged that Natalia attempted to push Christine into an electric fence and even tried to poison her. The Barnetts' fear escalated to the point that they took drastic action. They petitioned an Indiana court to change Natalia's legal age from 8 to 22. Shockingly, the court granted their request. In the eyes of the law, Natalia Grace was now an adult. Now, legally an adult, Natalia was placed in an apartment on her own, while the Barnetts fled to Canada, taking their biological children with them. From the Barnetts' perspective, they had no other choice. They believed Natalia was a con artist who had duped them into adopting her, and that she posed a serious threat to their safety. For Christine, the situation was reminiscent of a horror movie. The innocent child they had welcomed into their home was not who she seemed. But once left alone, Natalia's situation took a dramatic turn. She was found living in deplorable conditions, with neighbors describing her as confused and vulnerable. Despite being legally an adult, Natalia seemed completely incapable of fending for herself. Authorities soon intervened, and in 2019, the Barnetts were charged with neglect for abandoning Natalia. This marked the beginning of a bitter and highly publicized legal battle that would captivate the public's attention. In court, the Barnetts stood by their claims that Natalia was not a child when they adopted her. They portrayed themselves as victims of a cruel deception, arguing that they had been forced to protect their family from what they described as a dangerous and mentally unstable adult. According to Christine, Natalia's troubled past had made her a master manipulator, capable of fooling even the most experienced adoption agencies. On the other side of the courtroom, Natalia offered a vastly different account of events. She insisted that she had been a child at the time of her adoption and accused the Barnetts of fabricating their entire story. According to Natalia, the Barnetts abandoned her when they could no longer handle her medical needs and wanted to escape the responsibility of raising her. She described the Barnetts as neglectful and emotionally abusive, arguing that she had been left to fend for herself without any justification. The trial turned into a media circus, with reporters swarming the courtroom, trying to get the latest updates on this bizarre case. Each new revelation only added to the intrigue, as conflicting medical reports and witness testimonies muddied the waters. Some experts supported the Barnetts' claims, while others cast doubt on the theory that Natalia was an adult. Even the results of a DNA test failed to provide a definitive answer, leaving the true nature of Natalia's age shrouded in mystery. As the case played out in the public eye, opinions on Natalia Grace's identity remained sharply divided. Was she a victim of an uncaring adoptive family who discarded her when she became inconvenient? Or was she a cunning and dangerous woman who had managed to fool everyone around her, leaving a trail of destruction in her wake? The more the public learned about Natalia's story, the more it seemed like something straight out of a psychological thriller. People began drawing comparisons to the horror film Orphan, in which a seemingly innocent child is revealed to be a much older and malevolent figure. But unlike a Hollywood movie, this story was all too real, and its ending remained unclear. Despite the court rulings and the media attention, one central question still lingers. Who was Natalia Grace? Is she a helpless orphan who was abandoned by those she trusted? Or is she something far more sinister, a skilled manipulator hiding behind a childlike facade? As of today, Natalia's true age remains a mystery, and the public continues to debate whether justice was truly served. With ongoing legal proceedings and new developments still unfolding, this story has become one of the most perplexing true crime cases in recent memory, raising questions about the nature of identity, trust, and deception.